well to start this race.
Go ahead now.
22 will start to the rear for being late, not presenting himself on the breathing down.
Chevy SS pace car to pit road. Here they come, ready to race, Lone Star style.
All right. Get up on your feet. Put your hands together. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Takes advantage. Right from the get-go, challenge for second at the line. Kurt Busch from Almirola. He's got company. Martin Truex almost took him 3 wide for second place.
That's what you love about this racetrack, though. You can race on the bottom, in the middle of the track. Probably won't be long. We'll see him right up against the wall.
One thing else I like, Larry, is that 43 car went down into turn 1 beside Kurt Busch on the outside. They were able to run side by side without getting into each other.
There we go. 3 wide. Second place. And it's Truex on the bottom in the 56.
Jimmy Johnson in that 48, though. He's falling right up through there as well. Won the race here in November.
Well, he would waste no time in getting to the front.
Oh, Kurt Busch had to pedal it off turn 2 in the 78. He's going to fall into the clutches of Johnson in third.
Turn 2 is tricky, man. It's a little rough over there right through the middle of the track. Could upset the car. Saw that happen to Kurt right there.
Johnson clears Busch for third. Edwards fifth. Almirola, Gordon, and Ambrose. '18th position. That's Matt Kenseth on the inside of Paul Menard. Riding with Brad Keselowski. And for ninth place, Jamie McMurray and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Jr. already looking at that kind of high line. Getting a nice run off the corner.
Right behind them, Tony Stewart. Working on Brian Vickers, who's in the 11 this week. Denny Hamlin is here, still recuperating. Supposed to be back in the car in a couple of weeks, but that's up to the doctors, not Hamlin.
When you can run the bottom like you saw Brian Vickers do there, it's obviously the shortest way and the fastest way if you get back in the gas.
Not really surprised to see Brian Vickers moving up. He was awfully good in practice yesterday, but he was the first driver to go out and qualify when the track was at its worst.
That 11 car has dominated this track before.
Vickers and Earnhardt for 10. Tony Stewart moving in. And here is Joey Logano, who started tail end of the pack and has moved up 10 positions in that 22.
Oh, he'll move up to about mid-pack pretty quickly, but from there on it gets pretty tough.
Coming through 3 and 4, that sun gets right in your eyes.
Just right over into 3, Mike. When you turn into the corner right now, you're looking into the sun momentarily, but then you go into where the grandstand shades the turn.
That's what 24 degrees of bacon feels like, I guess, huh?
Yeah, and it feels, with the G-force and the speed here, Larry, you really can tell that you're really flying around this track.
Here we go into turn 3. And right there, the glare.
Yeah.
Just before you dive into the shade of turn 4.
One thing I see, Danica Patrick, she is busy in that race car right now.
4th place. Kurt Busch's Chevrolet, Carl Edwards Ford. 4th and 5th.
Not far behind them is another guy that's won here before. Jeff Gordon, that 24 car, had that great run at Martinsville last week. That Jeff has moved up to the 6th position.
Steve Burns.
And Kurt Busch just said to his team, I have no idea what happened to all of our grip that we had yesterday. It feels like we have a parachute behind us.
Well, they'll have to anticipate, you know, as I mentioned, as the track cools down, will this car find the grip back? You know, it looked like he was a little disjointed there when the race started, but he's about to lose a spot now to Carl Edwards in that 99.
Yeah, you can just see Carl has so much more speed through the corner, and he's eating Kurt up right now. Right here, Carl gets back in the gas. One thing that Kurt might have figured out right there, Larry, he was running the bottom. Maybe he's going to have to move that car to the top, free it up a little bit, get some speed out of it,
and find that grip.
Yeah.
Michael McDowell made a good stop. That car looked to be overheating, but it goes back out onto the racetrack. As Kyle Busch brings him across, 2 seconds up on Martin Truex in just 10 laps.
I think Kurt made a nice decision, Larry. He was running around the bottom. He moved up a little higher, and now he's able to maintain a better pace and keeping Carl behind him.
That keeps that thing wound up pretty good when you run a little bit higher up the racetrack. Doesn't bind it or bog it down as much.
And remember, we do have a little higher gear. Not a lot, 10 points, but a little higher gear than what we had here last year.
15th place, rookie Austin Dillon. That's Richard Childress' grandson up on the top side, and another rookie, Ricky Stenhouse. Nationwide Series champ in 17.
Yeah, Austin Dillon went out and rounded up these sponsors on his own. Not Richard Childress, not his dad, Mike Dillon. No one helped him. In about 2 weeks, he found enough sponsorship to run this 51 car here.
One driver in the field wears a cowboy hat when we're not in Texas. Austin Dillon.
Like Hammond, who wears his spurs everywhere he goes.
Casey Kane right with them in the number 5.
Casey actually lost a little ground at the drop of the green flag. This time with Kevin Harvick, he's picking them up and laying them down after starting at the rear of the field.
And Darrell, one thing you're going to talk a lot about tonight is closing rate. He just closed right up on that car and shot past.
Yeah, this car has a 7-inch tall spoiler on the rear of it. It really needs a nice weight behind it. It allows you to draft right up, and with this car, the way it's built, to pass. You don't get stalled out behind the guy in front of you.
Harvick, who's moved up 17 spots in only 13 laps, lost an engine in practice. They changed it. He ran his qualifying laps. They didn't like that engine either, and out it came. Matt?
Mike Gilmartin told me that they looked at the data on the computer after that qualifying run. The oil pressure was just inconsistent, didn't want to take a chance. They were already going to be at the back, so they changed it again. So yes, they're on their third engine. Harvick says right now, the car is plowing. They're looking forward to that first stop, but he is making some gains. He's moved up top.
Yeah, he's all the way at the top of the racetrack, Matt, at both ends.
14 laps complete, and Kyle Busch, who won last night's race here, taking off from the field.